One way many Americans can free up some cash flow is to consider a more affordable home or apartment. This way it's easier to create adequate savings funds, contribute more aggressively toward retirement, eliminate debt, and stop living paycheck to paycheck. Now, this can be a very touchy subject for people because home is our place to stake a claim for safety, comfort, and even pride. I totally get this. So it's important to understand that downsizing or finding a more affordable place to live doesn't mean giving up the things that make home feel like home. But a home will not actually help you realize any money unless you refinance or get a home equity line of credit to extract some of its value, rent the home out partially or entirely, or even sell the home altogether. Why is this important? Because all too many Americans are now living in a place that feels like home, but their money is stretched too thin. Many are walking a tightrope that is set to go on for up to 30 years. This essentially means that almost nothing major can happen in 30 years on their shoestring budget without them being subjected to going further into debt with loans or credit cards. This leaves little to no wiggle room for millions of Americans to handle catastrophic occurrences that require money to address without putting their home and livelihood in jeopardy. This is where living well below your means comes in handy. If you haven't already seen my video on the importance of living below your means from a few weeks back, you may want to delve into that one if this video resonates with you. Purchasing a home or renting an apartment that meets your needs but doesn't exceed your needs is ideal. But more importantly, sticking with the 30% rule for housing costs, including mortgage or rent, taxes, and insurance. All these expenses should reasonably be covered by 30% of your monthly salary. So, if your monthly pay is $7,000 per month, your mortgage or apartment with taxes and insurance should represent $2,100 or less of your monthly salary. We all want things, but we often are not always in our best mindset to make crucial decisions about housing because of the heightened emotions surrounding our place of solitude. I've often heard my clients say that things are tight, but that they're so glad they got the house. This is an emotional statement, not one from the standpoint of reason. They've just articulated that they're now cash poor, but that they feel good because they're living in the home they really wanted. This is akin to someone saying that they know their bank account is low, but at least they got the 5-course steak dinner that they've been craving. The sentiment is innocent, but the decision to strap themselves into a 30-year commitment with almost no margins for an emergency can be catastrophic. How often have you heard people say that they would like a home that's big enough to house their family when they visit, or big enough to throw parties? None of these things are bad, but consider that if you're not currently meeting your savings goals for an emergency as well as retirement, and you wouldn't be able to cover a $5,000 to $10,000 expense without going into debt with a loan or a credit card, you may do better getting into a more affordable home or apartment with less accommodations, because that too comes with advantages. What advantages, you might ask? Well, ultimately better cash flow and security. Let's put this into perspective though, okay? If you buy or rent a more affordable home or apartment, you not only have the option to buy up after you've first established a strong financial foundation, but you'll also find that you can enjoy real security in the form of a more balanced lifestyle. For instance, being able to afford to go on vacation once or twice a year without going into debt, spending less on filling up the square footage in your home with furniture, being able to meet your goals for savings and retirement, and being able to afford a nicer vehicle without being strapped for cash. And not to mention having more control over your time, being able to leave work at work and truly be present with the ones you love without financial stress means better mental health and a more fulfilling life. And speaking of a balanced lifestyle, say your family would like to come to visit for a week over the holiday, okay? Do you realize that having a smaller home can easily save you $1,000 or more per month? With this extra revenue, you can save for retirement and still afford to pay for a hotel with nice accommodations for your family and still have money left over for entertainment. Your family's not moving in, okay? They're just visiting. What's the likelihood that they'll be more comfortable with their own accommodations, pool, hotel perks, etc., and coming over to spend much of the day before going back to their comfortable hotel accommodations? Their kids are back at the hotel too, which means you can clean and have a restful, quiet night to recharge before meeting up with them or having them back over the following day. This keeps bathrooms from having used towels all over the floor, showers that need to be cleaned between uses, family members sleeping on couches or bedroom floors, dirty pots and pans that need to be loaded into the dishwasher, and the list goes on. In fact, you could even spend the day at the hotel you paid for as guests with your family to enjoy the pool and amenities. This is precisely the reason why it's so important to not make decisions based solely on emotions when bidding on a home or searching for an apartment. You'll be stuck with those expenses every month, whether your family and friends come to visit for a few days or weeks out of the year or not. This kind of stress is not healthy at all. And just the thought of falling behind on payments would be enough to send any homeowner or apartment renter into a state of anxiety. Live below your means and live better. It doesn't matter what others in your pay range are doing. You don't know if they've received multi-generational wealth in the form of properties, a death benefit from a life insurance policy after the death of a parent or grandparent, or if their total household income is just significantly higher than yours. You should never base your own spending on those around you. In fact, it's totally possible that they may be living above their means. Who wants to follow them off that cliff, right? Stay in your lane and live your best life. I hope that sounds amazing to you, because it really is. Really, what I'm trying to say is that your quality of life, your happiness, does not rest in a home or apartment. It's the people in the home. It's the experiences that you create, and it's the overall well-being that you experience in life that brings happiness. I hope you agree. Now, if you're in a place where you really need to build adequate savings for a rainy day, consider opening a separate high-yield savings account that will pay exponentially more than your regular savings account. Make a habit of setting up auto transfers to your high-yield savings account every pay period, so that you can begin stowing money away for a rainy day on autopilot. Just go to the link in my profile and scroll down to Wealthfront High Yield Savings Account to get started and watch your money grow. At the time of this recording, you can get 4% to 4.5% return on your savings with no penalties or taxes for transferring funds back to your regular bank if you should need it. This way, you don't have to touch your retirement or, even worse, resort to racking up debt at your most vulnerable points in life. If you'd like to become more active in building long-term wealth and security, please take advantage of any employer-sponsored retirement options you can get. Plus, consider investing on your own with a fintech investment platform like Robinhood. You can get free stocks when you open an account. So even if you start small, you can educate yourself and find options that provide security for you and your family over the long haul. To open your Robinhood investment portfolio, where you can invest in stocks, ETFs, index funds, crypto, and more, just click the link in my profile and scroll down to Robinhood Investment Brokerage, where you can use my referral link to get free stocks just for opening your account. And lastly, if you don't feel like you're able to do any of this because you're drowning in debt, and no matter how much you pay, your balance just doesn't seem to take a hit, please take some time to explore my debt management resources. Just click the link in my profile and scroll down to Debt Management to find resources for mitigating overwhelming debt. With over 70% of Americans carrying debt from month to month, you won't be the first to benefit from us helping you eliminate your debt, and you certainly won't be the last. All right, thanks so much for watching till the end. If you gained any value from this video, please like this video and follow me for more tips. I've been Kevin with MoneyTreeAndMe, providing better security and ensuring better lives. Make it a great day.